Welcome to Simplified channel. Today we are going to look at theory sampled questions, specifically system technologies. Right, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Thank you. Now let's move straight to the first sampled question, which we are going to look at monitors and display devices. Some of the questions which I took from different previous question papers, and then the answers as well, how to answer them during theory examination. Right. So monitors and display devices, they are output devices. So let's take a look at some of the questions that you should be expecting. First of all, they always ask questions about the size of the screen. How is it measured? And then also the unit of measurement. So when you have a screen like a monitor, the monitor size is measured diagonally. That means from one corner to another corner. And then the unit of measurement is in inches. So monitor is measured in inches from one corner to another corner, or you can say diagonally. Right, 1.2. What does the specification 1920 by 1080 refers to? Now, when you see this specification, we call it resolution. That's the number of pixels horizontally and vertically. So the number of pixels horizontally is this one, 1920. And then the number of pixels vertically is 1080. So whenever they ask you, what does it mean? That is the resolution of a monitor. And then the higher the number of pixels or the number of the tiny dot on the screen, the better the quality of the image displayed. So the effect of the resolution is that the higher the pixels, the better the quality of the image displayed. So if they ask you how does resolution also affect the quality of the image displayed, the more the number of pixels, the better the quality of the images displayed on the screen. Right. And then also 1000:1 refers to the contrast of the screen. That's how it's measured. Now, what do you mean by the contrast ratio? Explain the purpose of the contrast or the contrast ratio. The contrast ratio determines the difference between the brightest and the darkest colors of the screen. So that's what we call the contrast ratio. The relationship or the difference between the brightest and the darkest colors on the screen is called the contrast ratio. It also affects the quality of the images displayed. And then we also have 16:9 refers to on a screen. What does it refer to? When you see 16:9, it indicates what we call the aspect ratio. So we have the contrast ratio and then we have the aspect ratio. The contrast ratio is the ratio between the width and then the height of the monitor. So in this case, when you measure the width of the monitor, the ratio is 16 and then the height is 9. So the contrast ratio and then the aspect ratio, you should know the difference. Whilst the contrast ratio is the relationship between the brightest and then the darkest, the aspect ratio is the relationship between the width and then the height of the screen. Then explain what 5ms is and what the purpose is of this. Now, 5ms, the ms stands for millisecond. So whenever you see the unit ms, millisecond, it means the response time of the monitor, which indicates how quickly the pixels changes the color on the screen. How quickly the pixels changes the color. That's what we call the response time. The lower the response time, it will also affect the quality. So a lower response time reduces motion blur and then improves image smoothness. So if the response time is low, then the image smoothness will be better. So that is how we explain the response time. So when the response time is higher, then the image smoothness will be better. So if you are asked a question, how can the response time affect the quality? The lower the response time, the better the image smoothness. In other words, especially fast-paced images or visuals on the screen, like in gaming and then videos as well. So that is it about the response time. Now the next question, 1.6, state two advantages of LED monitors, light emitting diode. You know, light emitting diode has been able to replace the cathode ray monitor, so which we don't talk about it anymore. So the first advantage is energy efficient. You can say it consumes less power. Please be specific. We need a keyword whenever you are answering this type of question. Energy efficient, tiny and lighter design, longer lifespan compared to the LCDs. If the question does not ask you to compare, just leave it. It has a longer lifespan, better contrast ratio, and less heat generation. So you can give some of this energy efficiency. The size is thinner and then lighter, and also has a longer lifespan as well. Right, 1.7, which port allows a user to connect a laptop to the TV screen? Now, mostly we use HDMI, high definition multimedia interface. For the TV screen, we use the HDMI. Give two advantages of using the port mentioned above. In other words, advantages of HDMI. Advantages of HDMI. First one is it supports high definition audio and video, or you can say it supports both audio and video as well. And then it requires one cable for both audio and video. So this first one is a high definition. It gives a better quality audio and video. So high definition audio and video. The second one is it gives out both the video and also audio. Unlike the VGA that gives only the visual output or the video, the HDMI gives both the audio and then the video as well. Then you can also say it offers a faster data transmission as well. So if the question asks you for three, these are easy ones that you can easily remember. High definition audio and video. It requires one cable for both audio and video, and it offers better or faster data transmission. It also gives a higher resolution, and then widely compatible with most modern devices. So these are some of the advantages of using HDMI. Right, the next question, what is the unit used to identify the resolution of a monitor? The unit is pixels. The unit of a monitor is pixels. That's the resolution. And then identify two advantages of a touch screen. And now when you are using touch screen, what are the advantages? One, intuitive and user-friendly, eliminate the need for extra input devices, faster interaction and response, support multi-touch gestures for better control, and then can be used in different environments, that is ATM, smartphones, and others. So you can, at least you can remember the intuitive or the user-friendliness of touch screen, and then faster interaction and response as well. So in most cases, CAT theory, we always ask at least two, and then the maximum three. So at least you can remember the user-friendly and then the faster interaction as well. Right, give two reasons why touchscreen are commonly used in portable devices. So these two are the same. Two reasons why touchscreen are mostly used. So that's why I separated them. They are still talking about the same thing. In other words, the advantages. Fewer physical buttons. The button layout can be changed. And then intuitive, as I talked about earlier. and easier to manipulate or interact as well. Right, so basically this 1.10a and the 1.10b are talking about the same thing, just that the question was changed. Now, give 3 reasons why a touchscreen device is often used in a restaurant. Again, they are talking about the advantages. So these 3 are the same. They are talking about the same thing, but then the question can be twisted in a certain way. So here they are talking about advantages. It was straightforward. Here they are saying 2 reasons why they are commonly used in portable devices. And then this one here, 3 reasons why the touchscreen is often used in restaurants. Right. Now, give 1 advantage of having a monitor that is built in. In other words, integrated monitor, like the one in a laptop. You say it's limited, upgradable compared to the stand-alone as well, the disadvantages. In other words, when the screen is broken, you have to take the whole thing. You cannot use it. So basically, that's the disadvantage of using integrated monitors. 1.12, state 2 advantages of using high quality resolution. So we are talking about in a monitor when you have a better resolution. What are the advantages? It gives you a sharper and more detailed image quality. It enhances viewing experience for multimedia content or better readability of text and graphics. So when you have a better or high quality resolution, it gives a better readability of text. You are able to read the text or maybe watch videos in a better way, improve productivity in a creative task like video editing and others. And it also supports high definition gaming. When you have a better resolution, you can use for games and other things like, let's say, photo editing in so many ways. So high resolution is good for a power user as well. Now, 1.13, give 2 specifications to consider when buying a monitor. What are the specifications that one is to consider when purchasing a monitor? First one is the resolution. We have talked about it, the number of pixels. The higher the number of pixels, the better the quality. We also talk about the size. The size is also to be considered when you are buying a monitor. The bigger the size, the better the viewing of the images. Then the third one is aspect ratio, contrast ratio, response time, refresh rate, and then connectivity options, whether it's able to connect HDMI or USB Type-C and the rest, or VGA. So basically, these are the factors one is to consider when purchasing a monitor or display devices. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The next session, we are going to talk about printers. What are some of the questions that you need to consider? Thank you.